Lat stretch on the reformer, latissimus dorsi stretch. So Tanya's all set up. We'll show you how to get into it, show you from different angles. And what this does is it stretches all the arm extensors, some of the arm adductors as well. Mainly latissimus dorsi. When you're down there, it's teres major, teres minor, long head of the tricep, impus spinatus. So you notice the foot is flat, the heel is down. Technique-wise, you keep the heel down. Now, Tanya's got a light resistance on. With a light resistance, it's more about technique. And people have a habit of lifting the heel. Keep that leg straight. That one wants to be, actually it's not too bad from this angle, that heel wants to be underneath the hip. Directly underneath. No, you're okay, you carry on doing what you're doing, yeah? And this, as you push, it's almost like a down dog. For those who know down dog or melting heart, you're sinking your sternum down as a bit of a stretch, a very good one for swimmers, like very good stretch on the muscles that are attached here. All the muscles I mentioned before. Things to watch for, keep the heel down, keep the legs straight. Now this foot is in slight turn out, similar to like warrior when you turn off, to protect the knees, that's all. And the shin, you want to be close to the reformer, doesn't want to be touching the reformer. Now the thing to watch for, I get Tanya to do it wrong, watch this hand. You're trying to, like what most people do is go to the fingers. Keep the heel there. So bring it back in. I'll show you the setup exactly. Keep the heel there. As you push out, keep the heel where it is. Don't listen to your body. What that does is increase the stretch. When you go to the fingers, just go to fingers. Now sink down and go to fingers. It takes all the tension away, or most of the tension away from these muscles. Okay, come out of it. I'll show you how to get in. Well, I won't. Tanya will. Lat stretch. So, your top leg, you do both sides. In fact, let's do both sides to balance you out, Tanya. Come around this side. I'll show you from this way. My bum will fit in. Now, Tanya's got socks on there. Now, ideally, you want no socks or you want non-slip socks. Put the top leg on the foot bar set low. And the heel down. This leg straight. When this leg is straight, this heel wants to be underneath the hip socket. Super. You keep those legs straight. Foot is in slight turnout. Shin away from the reformer. Put both heels of the hand on the reformer, on the shoulder rests. And keep the heels on and sink down. Almost like like I said, it's like a down dog. And you get the stretch here, lovely stretch there. I'll show you from up this way as well. Stand on the short box. All this stretch in there. And that's the lat stretch. Now, what sometimes do, let's get Tanya to do it. Come out of it and just put more of a resistance on. Just put I'll do it actually. Now it becomes a bit more shoulder and arms now. You can go a bit too heavy. That should be okay for Tanya. You're still getting the same beauty, but it just works the arm muscles more, arms and shoulders a bit more challenging on the top half, yeah? I usually play around with the resistances. As a general rule, the lighter resistance is more about technique. Okay. Great lat stretch, latissimus dorsi, thoracolumbar. Does get the benefits of leg stretches as well, various places. And come off that, and we can translate that to the floor. You get a similar sort of move. So in yin yoga, there's something called deer pose. It used to be called swastikasana. Or you can sit in a simple mermaid. Mermaid isn't as effective. So basically, you're sending your knees out in front. So if you look from the top, it looks like a swastika, basically. Yeah? Knees directly in front, 12 o'clock. This knee is out to the 9 o'clock position. Open up that left knee angle. Hip the knee angle a bit more. That's it. Now, the skill with this one is this. Stay still. Rotate round on the roller, arms about shoulder width apart. And it's a similar move. You're going to sink forward and down. But check that this doesn't move. Tension fascia latissimus is tight. It'll make you move this top leg. She's cramping. And it's a similar one in that you're rotating and flexing forward. It's getting the same sort of similar muscles. Targets a lot more the tension fascia latissimus. And the beauty of this particular position, one leg is externally rotated, this one, and that one's internally rotated. And again, you do both sides. Another way you can target similar one to the lat stretch on the mat that translates to the match. No, we won't do both sides. Sit tall, open your legs nice and wide. And hands together and just stretch forward. Super. And now, walk your hands out to your left foot. Both hands out to your left foot. Now it appears like this one is shorter, doesn't it? So what I want you to do now is, keeping that bum cheek, that pelvis sit bone down, reach the right arm forward, almost sort of like overtakes. And that sort of replicates similar to what you do on the reformer, the lat stretch. Now, walk the hands to center, keeping this bum cheek down now. Walk the hands to the right, sink further down. It looks like this one's gone shorter. That will do, and reach this one further forward. So you're getting the stretch. It's a similar sort of thing as the lat stretch on the reformer. Personally, I do prefer the reformer one. I think it's better. That's lat stretch on the reformer and how it can translate to some mat work.